his video, okay? What?
You're talking in my video. All right, this weekend we are this weekend we are trying to get this thing driving. I have the chain sitting on there. I still have to cut it and everything and put a master link in it to get it going. But I ordered another brake line that should be here tomorrow, so I can fit that in. And then I'll have to weld a bunch of these little spots, like important areas, to where it's not gonna fail in there, and then cut my axles to fit. Then we should be able to drive it. And hopefully it doesn't fall apart on us since nothing's welded, but I guess we'll have to see. My chain is on. It is temporarily welded because I did not have a master link for it, so that's how it's gonna go right now. It is a little longer than it needs to be, so there is slack in it, and I can't move the axle to tension it like I wanted to because of my brake. So my brake rotor will hit on the caliper if I do move it back and forth, so I am gonna have to find a way to do a tensioner, if not buy one. But that's for a tomorrow problem. Right now I'm gonna make my own clutch cable because I cannot find one with this correct angle, which this throttle one has a pretty good angle on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop up this cable and I'm gonna make my own that goes up to my shift lever, and hopefully my cable size is correct, but we'll see. And hopefully it works because I've never built a clutch cable before, but we'll see how it works out. Well, we have some good news, and unfortunately we also have some bad news. It does start and everything's good. Shifter and all that worked. Problem is, I think something's stuck inside my clutch, because no matter how hard you hold the clutch lever, it doesn't work. Because I'll show you guys firsthand. So like I said, good thing. It starts up, but when you put it in gear, it just sits there and spins. But we can see that everything is straight, like I want it to be, and the chain seems to be running pretty straight, so that's a good thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull apart that case and see if I can get the clutches unstuck, because I'm assuming that's what the problem is. So I'm going to pull that off. If all else fails and I can't do anything about that, I just looked, I could get a clutch here by Wednesday, but I probably won't order it till tomorrow if this one's bad, so it'll probably be Thursday. So I hope I could get them unstuck. If not, maybe we can get a little drive in this video if I can get the clutches here and in on time, but we'll just have to see. But for now, I'm going to tear that side of the case off and see if I see any problems. I got everything pulled apart, and it doesn't look terrible in here. It has brand new oil in it. I haven't checked the oil since I bought it, so I mean, like, that's kind of on me. But some of the clutches were stuck to the metal parts. It was a little dry in between them. So what I did is I soaked all of them in oil, got them put back in there, and I'm going to put the basket cover back on. So hopefully that was a little bit of the problem. I need to find out what oil this takes because I'm not really too sure. It probably is kind of my fault that they got stuck together if that was the issue, because I rode the bike when I first got it, but that video was like, I want to say 2.5, 3 years ago, maybe even 4. So it's been sitting like that without the clutch being done anything with at all or anything, because I did start it a couple times, but I never had a clutch cable hooked up. So that's on me. So hopefully I can get this cover back on and it'll seal up for me, and then we can put oil in it and see if everything works. Then if it does, we can drain all the oil back out and seal that how it's supposed to, and if not, we will order that other clutch and hopefully that works. So I got the clutch cover and everything back on, held the clutch in. We can kind of spin the axle now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld my flanges on, or at least tack them. Once those are tacked, then I can get my CV axles measured up and see what they need to be at and get them all bolted up in the wheel and everything how they're supposed to be. Then we can start to put it in gear and see if it still spins or if the wheels will hold it while the clutch is in. Because I know when you have like one of my street bikes off the ground, when you're doing something and it's in neutral, it'll still spin. So maybe when there's weight on it and a bunch of tension, it won't be able to move. But yeah, we got to get that cut up first to make sure everything's good to be able to see if it's going to do what I need it to do. So everything is attached on my axle. Both of them are tacked and welded. Everything's spinning how it's supposed to, and everything looks relatively straight. So I have to put my shocks back in and then take my CV axles out so I can weld my flanges on, or at least tack them so they don't move. I'm going to try to put it on the ground and start it. I did just go buy $40 worth of oil that I'm going to put in there. It might leak out because of me taking that clutch cover off, but ain't much you can do about it. I'll just go buy $40 more in oil once I get that resealed. I just need to see if this clutch works or if I need to buy another clutch. So we'll go ahead and do that, get all this stuff put together, and hopefully the clutch works now and nothing breaks when I put it in gear while it's on the ground. So I had everything welded. Everything was all good set up. I put it on the ground, got oil in it to start it up, did start it, put it in gear to see if the clutch was working after I did all that stuff with the clutch last night, and snapped my welds on my axles and broke where the flanges were welded, because when I put it in gear, obviously clutch wasn't working. Why would it? So then I tore it back apart and kind of looked at it a little more, and I can see all this wear inside of all these channels that the clutch sits in. I don't know if you can really see that, but I saw somewhere that if you disengage the clutch with a clutch lever and it doesn't work and you've adjusted the cable and everything, that you should look for that, because the clutch discs will just sit in that little cavern and not really go anywhere because those wear marks are pretty deep. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna need a clutch basket. I don't know how it was working before when it was in the bike, because I rode it when this motor was in the bike. I don't know from it just sitting or whatnot if something got worn out, or me starting it when I put my throttle in and just revving it if it messed something up, but that's the route I'm gonna go because I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else the problem could be with the clutch not working, unless it's just not pulling the pressure plate out enough, but I don't know why it wouldn't, because I have the clutch almost adjusted to where it pulls it all the way almost right here. So I'm gonna go do some research on that and see when I can get a clutch basket here and a clutch, and we'll go from there. So unfortunately, I couldn't get this thing to disengage. I couldn't get the clutch to disengage. So I have one ordered. I don't know when it's gonna be here. The basket didn't look terrible. I mean, I don't see anything getting stuck in that, so I have that clutch on the way. Don't know when it's going to be here, but my idea is to not do another video on this until I can get that clutch working and getting it drivable, because I'm sick of it dragging on like this. So the next time you see this thing, it will be running. Well, it already is running, but it will be driving on the road. So I'm gonna get some other stuff welded up, and yeah, so keep an eye out for the video after this one in this playlist, because this thing's gonna be running. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, even though we didn't get it running, and I guess we'll catch you guys in the next video.